Welcome to our deep dive. We're going to be exploring the power of habits, how they work, how they shape us, and most importantly, how we can really make them work for us.
Absolutely.
We've got three awesome books to guide us. Atomic Habits by James Clear,
Great book.
Deep Work by Cal Newport,
Oh, yeah. Classic.
and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It's going to be a journey.
I'm excited. It's so interesting how these books all kind of point to the same thing. Habits really are the foundation for everything.
Yeah, and James Clear in Atomic Habits, he kicks things off with this concept he calls the 1% rule.
Right.
And it's all about those small improvements you make each day. They can add up to huge changes over time. So let's say you want to write a novel, but it feels daunting.
Oh, yeah. Super daunting.
But with this 1% rule, if you just get a little bit better each day, those improvements compound like crazy.
It's incredible.
It's wild. 1% better each day for a year, you'd be 37 times better by the end of it.
Yeah. It's a way better way to think about goals, too. It's not about that huge, overwhelming goal. It's about the system you put in place.
Totally.
So instead of obsessing over finishing a whole novel, just commit to writing one page every single day.
A system you can actually stick to? I love that.
Yeah. And over time, those pages, they add up, right?
They do. They really do. And Clear also goes into this really cool distinction between outcome-based habits and identity-based habits.
Yeah, this is key.
So outcome-based habits are all about, what you want to achieve. I want to lose 10 pounds.
Okay.
But identity-based habits are about who you want to become. So I want to become a healthy person.
It's a subtle difference, but so powerful.
And he argues that those identity-based habits are way more powerful because they align your actions with your beliefs. If you see yourself as a healthy person, it's easier to choose, I don't know, a salad over fries.
Totally. It just feels more natural. It's not this battle of willpower every time.
Exactly. It just becomes part of who you are.
And he actually shares his own story. He didn't start out thinking, I'm a writer.
Right.
But he stuck to his writing habit, published consistently, and literally wrote himself into becoming a writer.
That's so cool.
So our actions shape how we see ourselves, not just the other way around.
Wow, that's really powerful. It's we can trick ourselves into being better, one habit at a time.
I love that.
But, okay, how do these habits actually form? That's where the science gets really interesting.
It does. Atomic Habits breaks down the habit loop into these 4 stages: cue, craving, response, and reward.
Okay.
So let's say you're trying to drink more water.
Okay.
Your cue could be having this big water bottle on your desk first thing in the morning.
Okay, that makes sense.
That triggers the craving, right? That desire to stay hydrated. Then the response, you take a sip of water, and the reward, you feel refreshed, energized.
Nice.
Over time, as you repeat this loop, your brain creates these shortcuts.
Amazing.
Yeah, it literally paves this neural pathway that makes the habit more and more automatic.
So that's why habits can be so powerful. They free up so much mental energy for other things.
Exactly. But, breaking bad habits and building good ones, that can be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Clear provides this awesome toolkit. The 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying.
Give us the rundown.
All right, so the first law, make it obvious. Design clear cues for the habits you want, like using implementation intentions. So you say, okay, after I finish my morning coffee, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes.
Oh, I love that. It's like setting yourself up for success before you even start the day.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the other laws?
Make it attractive. That's number 2. You want the habit to be appealing. So think temptation bundling, only watch your favorite show while you're on the treadmill.
Oh, I am so guilty of that one. That's a good one. Okay, so we've got obvious, attractive. What's next?
Make it easy. Law number 3, reduce friction. Prime your environment. If you want to eat healthier, have pre-cut veggies and fruit in your fridge.
Okay, so it's all about removing those obstacles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the last law, make it satisfying. Our brains love rewards. So celebrate the small wins. Track your progress, give yourself a little treat, or, just enjoy that feeling of accomplishment.
I love this whole toolkit. It's so smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and dive into Cal Newport's Deep Work.
Okay.
This book tackles something that I think is just becoming more and more valuable, like a superpower in our world.
Absolutely.
A deep focus.
It's so important.
Being able to really concentrate on those demanding tasks.
Absolutely.
And Newport argues that deep work is essential for mastering complex skills, producing high-quality work, and just feeling more fulfilled.
It's true.
He contrasts 2 people, Jason Ben, who embraced deep work, and Tom Cochran, who didn't.
Yeah.
Ben wanted to change careers. He taught himself to code using these really intense focus sessions.
Wow.
Yeah, he even quit his job to fully immerse himself in learning. And within 6 months, he landed a high-paying tech job.
That's amazing.
It is. But Cochrane, he was a high-level executive, but constantly drowning in emails and meetings. Despite working long hours, he felt like he was just treading water.
Right. Just busy but not productive.
Exactly. So it's not about how many hours you work, it's about the quality of your focus during those hours.
Depth over busyness, for sure.
And it's not just about productivity either. Deep work also talks about the impact of deep focus on our well-being.
Right.
Newport brings up Winifred Gallagher, a science writer who was diagnosed with a really aggressive form of cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she decided to intentionally focus on the positive things in her life. Her work, relationships, simple joys.
That's so powerful.
And it actually helped her cope with the challenges of her treatment.
Amazing.
It is. Like, even in a tough situation, she found moments of joy. It really shows how directing our attention can actually shape our reality.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If we're always checking emails and doing those shallow tasks, are we creating this mental landscape of stress and just like trivial stuff?
It makes me want to reevaluate how I'm spending my time, for sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. It really highlights the importance of being intentional with our mental energy. But how do we actually cultivate this deep focus in a world that's like constantly distracting us?
Yeah, it feels impossible sometimes.
Newport offers some really practical strategies in deep work. One that stands out is scheduling blocks of time specifically for deep work.
Like actually blocking it out on your calendar.
Exactly. Treat it like an important meeting, something you wouldn't miss. He even suggests making those blocks as long as possible.
Okay.
Like 90 minutes or more, ideally.
Wow.
It lets your brain fully immerse itself in the task
Okay.
and reach that flow state.
That makes so much more sense than trying to like squeeze in focused work between distractions.
Yeah.
And speaking of distractions, he talks about creating a distraction-free environment, right?
Oh, absolutely. That means no notifications, phone on airplane mode.
Right.
Let everyone know you're not to be disturbed.
Got it.
It's like creating a sanctuary for your mind.
I love that. But I'll be honest, I really struggle to find a space where I can truly disconnect.
I think it takes experimentation. What works for one person might not work for another.
Okay.
Some people love the quiet of a library.
Yeah,
Others need a little background noise, like a coffee shop, to focus.
that's me, for sure.
The key is finding what works for you.
This makes me think about those individual preferences, in habit formation. In Atomic Habits, he talks about how we're more likely to stick to habits that align with our natural inclinations.
Absolutely.
Like athletes, they perform best in their chosen sport. It's all about playing to your strengths.
Absolutely. If you hate running, forcing yourself to run every day, probably not going to work.
Yeah, that's not going to last.
But maybe you love dancing or swimming or hiking.
Right?
Those can be just as effective and way more sustainable.
Yeah, totally. Make it work for you, not against you.
Exactly. And this brings up another point from deep work, the importance of downtime.
Okay, wait. I thought we were talking about focus. How does downtime fit in?
It's all connected. He uses something called attention restoration theory.
Okay. I've never heard of that.
Basically, it says our brains need time to recover from, like directed attention. We can't be on all the time.
Right.
Activities like walking in nature, reading fiction, listening to music, they all provide this mental break.
Okay.
It lets those attentional resources replenish.
This makes me think about the habit loop again. Like, if we're constantly bombarded with cues and cravings, are we ever giving our brains a chance to reset?
That's a great point. We need that downtime to process, make connections, come back to our work refreshed and ready to focus again.
So important. Okay, we've got Atomic Habits and deep work. Let's bring in Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit.
Yes.
He has this really fascinating concept, keystone habits.
Oh, yeah. So powerful.
Tell me more.
Keystone habits are those habits that have a ripple effect.
Okay.
They trigger positive changes in other areas of your life.
Okay, I'm following.
He uses this amazing example, Paul O'Neill's transformation of Alcoa.
I think I've heard of this.
So O'Neill becomes CEO. Everyone expects him to focus on, financial goals.
Right, typical CEO stuff.
But he surprises everyone. He makes worker safety his top priority.
Safety. Interesting choice.
He believed that making safety a keystone habit, it would force changes in communication, processes, even the company culture.
Okay.
And guess what? He was right.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Alcoa's safety record improved drastically.
Good.
But that wasn't all. Productivity soared, quality went up, the company's performance skyrocketed.
Wow. It's amazing how one habit can have that kind of impact.
It makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
What if you could find a keystone habit in your own life, something that unlocks a whole cascade of positive changes?
That's a powerful thought. Makes me want to step back and really look at my habits, see where I could make the biggest difference.
It's a good exercise.
Duhigg also talks about willpower being a keystone habit, right?
Yeah, he makes a strong case for it. He argues that willpower is a learnable skill
Uh-huh.
and the most important one for success.
Okay.
He even cites research showing that willpower is like a muscle. You can strengthen it through practice.
But, we've all experienced willpower depletion. You start the day strong, making good choices.
Right.
Then by evening, you're reaching for that bag of chips. So how do we actually build willpower?
That's where habit formation comes in. By automating good behaviors, we free up our willpower for the tougher stuff.
Okay.
It's a virtuous cycle. The more good habits we build, the more willpower we have.
So it's all interconnected. Habits, willpower, deep work.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting. When you understand how they work together, you can unlock so much potential. What's resonating most with you so far? What's really standing out?
Tough question. I think the idea of keystone habits is super intriguing. It's so empowering to think that you don't have to change everything, just find those pivotal habits.
I love that, finding those leverage points.
And for me, identity-based habits, that's a total mindset shift.
Right.
Focusing on who you want to be, not just what you want to achieve.
It takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
It does. It's like stepping into the best version of yourself.
I love it.
This has been so insightful, but we've covered a lot.
We have.
Are there any practical strategies, like techniques that we haven't talked about that could help us actually implement these ideas?
Let's dive into some more.
Hmm.
One technique that Clear really emphasizes in Atomic Habits is habit tracking.
Oh, yeah. Good old habit tracking. I've tried it before. It definitely helps. But why is it so effective?
Well, it taps into our reward system.
Okay.
There's something so satisfying about checking off a box, seeing that streak grow longer.
Right.
It's like a visual reminder of your progress, your commitment.
I love the visual aspect of it, like a tangible representation of your efforts.
And it helps with accountability, too.
Oh, yeah.
You're less likely to skip a workout or give in to a bad habit when you know you have to face that empty space in your tracker.
It's like having a silent accountability partner.
Totally. Speaking of making things easier, let's go back to deep work and talk about those deep work blocks.
Right. We talked about blocking out the time, but how do we actually make sure those blocks are productive?
Newport suggests being super intentional about the task you're working on during that block.
So instead of just writing deep work on my calendar, I should be specific, like write chapter 3 of my novel.
Exactly. The more specific, the easier it is to transition into deep work mode. Your mind's already primed.
That's a great tip. I also struggle with getting back into deep work after a break.
I hear you. Newport actually suggests having a specific ritual to help you transition back.
Like a deep work warm-up.
Exactly. It could be simple. A few deep breaths, reviewing your notes from your last session, maybe listening to some music that helps you focus.
I like that, creating those cues for your brain. Okay, it's time to focus now. We talked about downtime before, but it sounds like strategically scheduling breaks can also help.
Absolutely. Newport suggests short breaks every 50 to 90 minutes.
Okay.
Let your mind rest, prevent burnout. It actually helps you focus better overall.
That reminds me of something Clear talks about in Atomic Habits, making habits easy. Especially when you're starting out, making that initial action as effortless as possible.
Reducing that resistance.
So instead of aiming for an hour-long workout, maybe I just start with 10 minutes.
Exactly. It feels more manageable, and you're more likely to stick with it.
I love how these ideas connect. Okay, we have got strategies for scheduling deep work, creating the right environment, making habits easier. What else can we add to our toolkit?
Let's bring back the power of habit and talk about the power of belief.
Okay, now that's interesting.
Duhigg goes into this case study of Alcoholics Anonymous, how the program uses belief to help people overcome addiction.
I know AA has been incredibly successful, but how does belief play a role?
Duhigg argues one of the key reasons it works is that it provides this framework for belief.
Okay.
To believe in something bigger than themselves, feel connected to a community, and develop hope.
So it's not just willpower or avoiding alcohol.
It's about having a support system, a belief system that empowers you.
That makes sense. It's like a positive feedback loop. The more you believe, the more likely you are to succeed. And the more you succeed, the stronger your belief becomes.
Exactly. It's a beautiful example of how our minds and habits are connected. how harnessing belief can be transformative.
And it connects back to those identity-based habits.
Right.
When we believe we can become that person we want to be, our habits follow.
Powerful combination. Let's connect these ideas to your life now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Think about something you're struggling with.
Okay.
Procrastination, maybe? Overeating? Lack of focus.
I know, I could definitely improve my focus. I get distracted so easily.
Imagine yourself as that person you want to be. What does that focused version of you look like? What habits does that person have?
The focused version of me could sit down and work on a project for hours without getting sidetracked by every notification or shiny new thing.
That's a great vision. What small actions could you take to bridge the gap between where you are now and that ideal?
I could start by implementing some of those deep work strategies. Scheduling those focus blocks, getting rid of distractions, maybe even trying that deep work warm-up
I
ritual.
love it. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress.
Progress, not perfection. Got it. To make these insights really stick, let's hear some more of those stories from the books.
Great idea. In Atomic Habits, Clear talks about British cycling and how they totally transformed their performance.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
They didn't do anything radical. They focused on tiny improvements to every single aspect of their training.
Like what kind of things?
They redesigned the bike seats for more comfort, optimized the athletes' diets.
Okay.
They even brought in a surgeon to teach the team how to wash their hands properly.
To prevent infections.
Exactly.
Wow. They really did think of everything.
And all those little changes added up. They had this massive impact, leading them to unprecedented success.
It's a perfect example of those marginal gains that Clear talks about.
Exactly. And it reminds us we don't need to wait for big changes.
Yeah.
We can start making a difference now with the small stuff.
That makes me think of those implementation intentions.
Yes.
After I brush my teeth, I will floss.
Perfect example.
Before I leave my desk, I will plan my top 3 tasks for tomorrow. Little cues, big impact.
Exactly. Okay, I've got another good one from Deep Work. Bill Gates famously took these think weeks.
Think weeks, what?
Yeah, you disconnect from the world, just focus on strategic planning for Microsoft.
Oh, I can barely manage a think hour.
He'd isolate himself in a cabin, stacks of books and papers,
Okay,
and emerge with this, renewed sense of clarity and purpose.
that sounds amazing, but also a little intimidating.
It highlights how important it is to make space for deep thinking.
It is. That can be tough in our always-on world. Okay, last example. The power of habit.
All right. Duhigg tells this story about how Starbucks trained its baristas to handle difficult customers with, empathy and grace.
I've definitely witnessed some less than graceful customer interactions. How did they do it?
They actually developed a specific script, a habit loop for dealing with those situations.
So they didn't leave it to chance. They had a system.
Exactly. The script involved acknowledging the customer's frustration,
Yeah.
apologizing, offering a solution, thanking them for their patience.
Okay.
They called it the LAT method.
Clever. I bet that made a huge difference.
It did. They turned potentially negative interactions into positive ones, improved the customer experience, built loyalty.
It's brilliant. It shows how organizations can use habits to shape behavior, but also the culture of a company.
Absolutely. Okay, we've covered a lot in this section.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Which insights are resonating with you?
You know what's really sticking with me? It's that idea of small changes, those incremental changes, making a big impact over time, like those British cyclists.
Yeah.
They didn't try to change everything at once, just focused on getting 1% better.
It's such a powerful concept. It goes back to that 1% rule from Atomic Habits. Imagine applying that, anywhere in your life.
Right.
Just a little bit better each day. The
Yeah.
result after a year. Crazy.
It makes those big goals feel less scary too, right?
Totally.
Instead of climbing the whole mountain at once, you're just taking one step at a time.
Exactly. Making those small actions part of your routine. And one strategy that can help with that is temptation bundling. Clear talks about that.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that before. It's pairing something you want to do with something you need to do.
Exactly. Let's say you love listening to podcasts, but you struggle to find time to exercise.
Happens to the best of us.
Why not make a rule? Only listen to your favorite podcasts while you're working out.
Oh, I actually do that.
There you go. You're giving yourself a little reward.
It works.
It makes it more enjoyable.
It does.
And it connects to the make it attractive principle from those 4 laws of behavior change.
Right.
The more appealing the habit is, the more likely you'll stick with it.
Okay, so if I'm trying to read more, maybe I create this cozy little reading nook.
Exactly. Perfect. And that brings up another point from Atomic Habits. Choice architecture. Designing your environment to make good choices easier and bad choices harder.
Oh, that's interesting. So, like, if I'm trying to eat less sugar, I should probably stop keeping cookies on the counter.
Exactly. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Hmm.
It's amazing how these little tweaks can impact our behavior. Okay, let's jump back to deep work for a sec.
Okay.
I want to talk about the shutdown ritual.
Shutdown ritual. Okay, I haven't heard of this one.
It's a way to end your workday and like transition to relaxation.
Okay.
Newport says take a few minutes at the end of the day, review your tasks, plan for tomorrow, and then mentally close the door on work.
That sounds really helpful for, like, not letting work thoughts creep into your evening.
Exactly. Create a boundary between work time and personal time.
I like it. I'm going to try that. Okay, but what about setbacks? You know, those times when we slip up?
It's going to happen.
It's inevitable. We're not perfect.
We're human. Both Clear and Duhigg, they emphasize having a plan for when those slip-ups happen.
It's not if, it's when, right?
Exactly. And it's how you respond that makes the difference. Clear calls it failure as information.
Okay.
Those slip-ups, they're not weakness, they're feedback.
Okay.
They help you adjust your approach.
So instead of beating myself up over, I don't know, a missed workout, I should try to figure out what happened.
Exactly. Maybe you need to change your schedule, find a workout buddy, or just try something different that you enjoy more.
And Duhigg talks about self-compassion, too.
Right.
Yeah.
He says your past behavior doesn't define you. You always have the power to choose a different path.
That's a good reminder. Okay, this has been an awesome deep dive. Habits, deep work, keystone habits. We covered a lot.
We did.
And we've talked about some really practical things people can start using, like right now, to make positive changes.
Absolutely.
But it's not just about, achieving goals or checking things off a list.
Yeah.
It's about something bigger.
It's about becoming that person you want to be, cultivating those qualities that help you live a more fulfilling, meaningful life.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. What one habit will you focus on changing or developing over the next 30 days? How can you use what we talked about to become the architect of your own success? It's been great exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise, keep learning and keep growing.